Licha the Butcher is back to butcher them, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Webb. This is the United of Sport. It's the dark edition, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you see my yellow background and my black. And I know I'm dark a bit, but guys, it's a weekend. It's a Friday, man. We've got to keep it toned down, enjoy the ambience, but most importantly, enjoy the good news coming from Manchester United after Ruben Amorim's pre-match press conference ahead of that home game against Brighton, looking to make it 3 wins in a row. Certainly, this is a well placed or positioned game for any one of us to enjoy, because if you love Man United, you love it after a very convincing victory against an arch rival. The question is, are we going to be consistent with our performance? Are we going to improve in the areas we are not that good? We can only wait and see. But what I know is you don't need to wait to earn money online from wherever you are with whichever phone you have. It doesn't matter the quality, an Infinix, iPhone, I don't know. So long as it's a smartphone, you can earn online with it, so long as you know how to use it to load data and go online. That's all you need. That's why I need any of you. I don't care your education level, your age, your understanding of the internet. Come and learn what things you can do with that phone of yours and data from wherever you are and earn money for yourself, guys. It's easy money there for all of us. Come and enjoy the party, because so many people are already earning. So I'm waiting for you. I'm hoping soon I will see you. Now, of course, many a time I tell you when I'm on the road, over the weekends I want to move around. I mean, working from home means at times you've got to create some time for you, because when you earn money online, by the way, you can't be too addicted and you just think of earning and you don't get time for yourself. That's the risk with it. So as you come to learn, know that you will enjoy this money, because with the internet, the more you work, the more hard years you put in, the more money. Your money is proportionate to what you put in. So if you don't know how to govern yourself, that's an issue I had at the start. I never wanted to rest. I just wanted to keep going and earning it, but I was burning out. I was breaking down. But I mean, you break down for money. I think it's a good way to break down. Not to break down because you're working hard but not earning really. But you can as well enjoy that money from wherever. And now, Lisandro Martinez, for the first time since February, when we lost to Crystal Palace, is back training with the rest of his teammates. And Amorim has confirmed this and how important Martinez's return is to the team, because Lisandro Martinez, without a shadow of a doubt, is a key player for Manchester United. Not because when he's there we don't lose games of football. No, it's because with where Man United is at now in terms of improving themselves, people look at United now as the tournament dark horses. I don't want to call them dark horses, because we are Man United. Man United cannot be a dark horse to win the Premier League. I don't care how we've been performing, since 2013. We are still Man United. We are still the biggest football club in the world. Even if we are almost relegated the previous season, the following season we are expected to be competing for the title. That's who we are. You can't call us dark horses. Crystal Palace are dark horses, maybe. But well, we can take the title for now, because we have not been performing so well. If the last season, this seasons are anything to go by, but the performance against Liverpool has changed it, and people have been reawakened to the fact that Man United is just a sleeping giant who can wake up at any time. Now we are certainly hoping that we maintain the rhythm. We picked a good flow against Liverpool. You want to maintain that against Brighton, who are a lesser opponent. Now, Licha returning is a morale boost to the players. Probably he won't play this game because, yes, he's training. In fact, they were hoping he would return before training for the Liverpool game. But they did not want to rush him, so they prolonged it a bit, and now he's back with a bit of, I think, hope that it could even be in the squad for the Liverpool game, even if maybe not play. But I know that Amorim wouldn't put him in the squad if he's not really good enough to even make a cameo for a few minutes. So I think they're just now going to handle his return to the pitch. But at least he's now back training with the rest of his teammates, and he's an important player because of what he gives his teammates, his character, his mentality, in terms of the football, his technical abilities, his passing range, which many feel is the reason why he could be an option in the middle. Now, speaking of an option in the middle, Carlos Baleba is option number 1 in the summer or perhaps in January to sign, and he's the player we are facing now. Whether we get to see him play, we are not certain whether he will be played in the game, but I think many of us United fans will have an eye on Carlos Baleba. But as we do have that eye on Carlos Baleba, we know that Licha could be brought back now as a central midfielder, and there are people who have the school of thought that if if Licha can hold the fort as a central midfielder, if he's tried in that position and it works, perhaps United then won't need Carlos Baleba to break the bank to sign him. But I think the way football clubs work is they don't really fix things like that. I think you have a proper plan and you have to stick by it. It's really a major sign of weakness if you have a plan and then because of something small you veer off it. It means you are not sure of your plan, and I think it makes you look weak. So I think for Man United, I think the plan will be to stick with their initial intentions of signing a solid, proper young central midfielder. Even if Licha can come in there and hold the fort as a central midfielder, if Amorim is planning to do that with him, I think that doesn't stop their plans to go for a central midfielder, and a serious one at that, the Baleba, Adam Wharton, or even Angel Stiller, or even two of those. So I think Licha's return is for us to try and, of course, now have an extra player, because we've been hit by injuries for so long in the past seasons, and to see that all our players are now back and fully fit, really, it's something you want to enjoy, and you want to see United playing with all players happy, because if you're fit, you're happy, all players happy. And I know Zach won't be happy because he's not playing, but at least he's happy because he got clear communication from Amorim that he can leave, and I'm certain Premier League clubs now are knocking on the door of Man United, or his door, with his agents trying to give him options in Jan. So I think United is in a good place physically, and it's a good place to be. Amorim will be spoiled for choice in terms of who to select. United are not playing so many games, and Licha's return is a return of a player who brings a world-class mentality, a world-class attitude, a world-class experience, because he's a World Cup winner, and those big players, big mentality players, are players you need if you're going to be in a race where you're an underdog, but expected to still push and perhaps compete with the very best in the season. So you need every one of your best players there and fit, and Licha is just that. So I think it's a big boost for Man United. Now, speaking of again United and Licha's return, we'll wait to see whether he plays against Brighton. Bruno Fernandes, the captain, the talks of him going to Saudi are still on, and he has revealed how he had to talks with his wife and decided to stay. So it means there were thoughts of him leaving. He contemplated leaving, and probably for whichever reasons he felt after talking to the wife that he should stay in Manchester, and he continues to say that his ambition and desire is to win the Premier League or a major title with Manchester United. And you get a sense that should be, for him, it can only be this season or never, now or never, because I don't really think he has got a lot of time with Man United, even if we know that he's the captain, and I'm seeing people calling for him to be stripped of the captaincy, which I think is not necessary. It would be a little too harsh. I felt it was already too harsh on Harry Maguire. Imagine how he has turned things around for himself, and now we are discussing a new contract for him. This guy was a meme at some point, but has turned things around, and now is an important player. You don't just strip a player of captaincy just because he has had bad spells, but I won't go back to that, because Ten Hag did it for his reasons, and maybe it's the reason why Maguire was able to fight back his way to where he is now, because he was stripped of it. But the reality is, stripping Bruno of the captaincy for me would be immature of Amorim and anyone who calls the shot. I think what you've got to do now is just manage Bruno, because his minutes are never going to increase. We see he's being withdrawn now. You can just start withdrawing him until the points reaches where the obvious thing is for him to leave. And I think that time will come, and not so far from now, where we can clearly see that the only way for Bruno is out of Man United, because he has been there for long. He has been a loyal servant and a hard-working servant. There is not a single season you will think of where you thought Bruno did not give 15 out of 10 of 150% to the club. So even if he's in the evening of his time at Man United, I don't think it's right for us to think that we can frustrate him. And we are in that habit, and Man United before was in the habit of frustrating players. Legends should be legends, the David De Gea's of the likes, and having them depart on bad terms. And you're thinking, why? You can't be that club that has players, you're praising them, eulogizing them when they are performing, but when things go south, you start then frustrating them out. You remember what happened with Robin van Persie and Arsenal, how he crossed to Man United, and up to now, Van Persie considers himself a Man United legend than an Arsenal legend, which I think, honestly, by all stretches, is unfair, because Van Persie, I think, was made by Arsenal, but because of the way Arsenal let go of him, disposed him off, he forgot about it, and he doesn't care what the club did for him. For him, the 3 years at Man United are everything for him. So we cannot be the club now that frustrates players who were legends before, but because we are done with them, we want them to leave on a sad note. You want them to live like as if they're not. I think like he was given, I think, a plaque for his 100 goals. I think Bruno should be given a proper send off when he leaves Manchester United when that time comes. So for me, it's a very important thing there. Of course, for us to handle Bruno the right way. So that's exactly what's happening with Man United. Just a quick update on the team. Amorim is telling his players to focus on the next game. Forget about the victory against Liverpool, which I think that is the attitude we should have. Let that victory be a motivation for you to be more confident going into the other games, but it shouldn't be a thing of pride and feeling proud and all that. You should just embrace it, celebrate it, and base on it to just keep focused on the next game and knowing that you're good enough to beat anyone. If you can beat Liverpool at Anfield, you can beat Brighton at home and every other team that follows. So for me, that's all United should be picking from that victory against Liverpool. So that's where United is. A quick wrap-up of what's going on pre-Brighton. My prediction of that game, I'll give you more, but I certainly feel it's going to be a more convincing victory. Senny Lamens seems to love the praises, the chants. He said he loves it, the praises on social media, and he sees it. But he's trying to focus so that he doesn't get carried away because he knows the size of the club he has joined. His Instagram, I think, quadrupled in just a night of his unveiling as a United player. You can imagine just how big his life has changed since he joined Man United. But he has got to hold his head down so that he just improves on the amazing performances that he has had in the last 2 games which he has played for Man United. So that's United for you guys. Good news for us, just motivation ahead of Brighton. I know some of you are not certain United has picked the rhythm. For me, more than convinced that we are there yet. And we are there already. That's why I confidently say it's going to be a one-sided 3-0, 4-0 victory for Man United. Clean sheet again for Senny Lamens, but more so a more clinical attack, which will see Benjamin Sesko, who will still be my triple captain, by the way, because I'm certain he'll start this one at home. So is Matthews Cunha. Now, there are talks that United still have the plan. Remember the initial plan of getting an older, more experienced striker to support Benjamin Sesko? The plan is still on, according to what we gather. Guys, these guys do have big money that they are expecting to get from the sale of Rashford, the sale of Højlund, the sale of Zirkzee, and maybe a few other players who may not be focused on yet now. So for Man United, guys, the transfer business is only getting started. You don't want to miss a part of it. My name is Webb. This is the United Sport, and trust you me, better days are around the corner. We are going to enjoy this channel. You better subscribe if you haven't. Stick with us, turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss a single update that I give you here on the United Sport. Webb is my name. Peace, love, and harmony. Come learn and earn online.